Good morning. Today is Saturday, January 28th, 2023. I had an experience this week that is inspiring a contemplation for this morning. It happened on Monday, actually. I'm working on a kitchen and library addition to a historic residence, and I needed to get some more detailed exterior dimensions of one of the facades of the house. And the ladder that I had access to was in use. And so I needed to do some logistical planning, figuring out, okay, how am I going to get there and so I needed to purchase a new ladder. And so that means driving to the local home improvement store and purchasing the ladder and then attaching it to the top of my vehicle. I have a small SUV with a roof rack. So, okay, I can place this new ladder on the roof of my vehicle, and then I need to attach it. So maybe I'll get some of those ratcheting straps to, tie it there. So you see, the day started out with me sitting in my studio contemplating a piece of architecture, and in my imagination thinking about the shape and the scale and the components of this. And then the day transitioned to logistics and physicality and real world, like, okay, figuring this out. So it's like I'm now moving out of my intuitive, imaginative headspace into I'm in physical reality, troubleshooting a logistical question. And so the contemplation for this morning is about that balance of, for me, this balance of sort of air and imagination and intuition, and then tangible, physical, focused in the moment, visceral, like eye-hand coordination stuff. If you're like me, I can express that I'm a highly sensitive person, and that doesn't. I'm not judging that. I'm not adding any meaning to that, other than I perceive myself to be sensitive to energy, sensitive to emotional energy, sensitive to thought energy, but also sensitive to sense perception. And it's relevant here because so I'm parked in the parking lot of this home improvement warehouse. I have just purchased this ladder and these straps, and the freeway is making noise, and I actually had my headphones in I had worn them in and out of the store to block out some of the sensual stuff of the store, and now I'm standing there trying to learn how to use these straps with all of this freeway noise, and the wind is blowing at me, and I'm a little bit concerned about if I get this wrong, this ladder is going to fall off, and that's going to lead to all sorts of catastrophe. And then on top of that, there are all these other people in the parking lot, and I start to perceive what they may be thinking about me wrestling with this ladder and these straps. I mean, this was a fairly new logistical experience for me to kind of work through all this stuff in the moment like that. So I put some thoughts in their heads about how silly I must look. And all of a sudden I'm starting to get overwhelmed. It's like, why did I do this? This is too much. I don't want this anymore. Maybe I take the ladder back in. Anyway, I think many of you will be able to relate to this sort of sense of overwhelmment. And I realized I just need to stop and breathe and quiet my mind I need to turn off the additional sound that I'm pumping into my ears. I actually left the headphones in to sort of deaden any sound coming in from the outside. I'm going to stop thinking about what the other people in the parking lot are thinking about how silly I look. What they think is none of my business. It's just me and the ladder and the straps. And I have all the time that I need to feel comfortable placing this ladder on the roof of my vehicle and tying it down where it's really nice and snug. And then I'm going to drive very slowly and carefully to this project, and I am going to get the dimensions that I need. So now, the week has passed. I got the dimensions, everything worked out great. I do have one thing to work out, which is this is the one strap that was the casualty of my in the moment sort of frantic confusion. So is there a moral to this story? For me, yes. In the past, it has been very comfortable and easy for me to be imaginative and creative in my studio and to come up with ideas. I did arrive at a place in my life where I wanted to be more hands-on with the fabrication and the making and the building of my design. I want to participate in the craft, and I want to be present and hands-on in the field. I decided that. I claimed it. And I may not have been anticipating the impact of the sense perception of construction sites in an ongoing, like air compressors and nail guns and saws and busy parking lots and freeway noise and confused craftsmen and contractors and lots of support and communication that I will need to. This new choice and this new claim comes with some challenge that I wasn't necessarily anticipating, but I'm up for the challenge. It's a matter of mindfulness, lots of deep breaths, staying focused, and then I think this is very important for anybody who can identify as someone who's kind of sensitive to stimulation. I'm going to give myself one day every week where I do almost nothing. And I've kind of been practicing this for a little while. I used to not do that. And it worked out fine until this period where there's just a lot of stimulation during the week. And on this one day a week, I'm mostly going to lay around and be quiet and not say much, and you get the picture. So I hope there's some value in this for you. If you're one of those sensitive people, I feel you, I relate. Hopefully the visual of the experience of me in the parking lot is something you can relate to, so you can feel like somebody gets it. And then remember, you always have that capacity to really quiet your mind, become fully present in the moment, clear out that frantic, confused energy, and just be focused on the task at hand until you're one day a week when you don't have to do anything or talk to anybody. All right, I'm going to leave it there, and then I'm going to work on trying to untie this confused knot of a ratchet strap. I hope you have a really great Saturday, and I will look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow morning.